If you're feeling burnt out like you've got nothing left in the tank, if getting on the bike feels like another chore instead of something that used to light you up, if your day starts with just get through it and ends with complete exhaustion, I want to let you know that you're not alone. Burnout is not a weakness. It's a sign that you've been carrying on too much for too long without a break. This isn't a motivational video to tell you to push harder. This is a conversation with someone that has been in your shoes. So sit back, or go for a walk, or take an easy spin on the trainer. Let's talk. Burnout isn't always a full crash. Often just a slow leak. You feel foggy in the head. You start skipping things, or like a pre-ride warm-up, or a post-ride meal, even conversations with a partner. Training stops being fun. It starts feeling like an obligation. You wake up tired even if you went to bed early. You might get irritable with the kids or your partner over the smallest of things. It's like living with the brakes half on. So let me tell you about a week that I had about a year ago. I had lots of work deadlines. One of my kids was sick and I was still trying to stick to my structured build phase. On Wednesday I skipped a ride, and on Thursday I guilt tripped myself and rode anyway, but I hated every second of it. By Sunday I had snapped at my son over something small, and that's when I realised it wasn't cycling that was the problem, it was that I had nothing left to give. Here's the irony. The people who burn out the hardest are often the ones who care the most. The parents who want to be present, the cyclists who want to improve, and the people who feel guilty resting. In 2021, a study in Frontiers on Physiology looked at endurance athletes balancing family life and full-time work. They found that the ones most susceptible to burnout were those who identified strongly with their athletic identity but lacked support systems. Does that sound familiar? As parents, we're used to putting ourselves last, but here's the catch. When everything is urgent, nothing is meaningful. If you're saying things like, I just need to get through this week, I can't slow down or I'll fall behind, then burnout isn't around the corner, it's already here. One of my coaching clients, we'll call him Mark, was training for an ultra-endurance event while juggling a toddler and a high-pressure job. His performance was declining, but he kept blaming his FTP. It wasn't fitness, it was fatigue. When we reduced his intensity, increased his sleep, and added 2 hours of non-negotiable downtime per week, he came back stronger. Not because he trained harder, but because he stopped chasing empty progress. So in order to recover, we first need to assess where we are. First thing we need to do is admit that you're burnt out. And that's tough, especially for athletes. You're used to just pushing through the pain. But mental and emotional fatigue isn't the kind that you can just grit through. Ask yourself, do I still want to train, or do I just feel like I have to? When was the last time that I laughed during a ride, or even smiled? Am I used to cycling to recharge or to escape? And remember, it's important to take a break and without feeling guilty. Yes, you are allowed to take a week off. You will not lose your fitness. In fact, studies show that taking up to 2 weeks off causes minimal decline of aerobic capacity, especially if you're not sedentary. More importantly, what you gain in mental clarity will far outweigh the temporary physical dip. Rest is not a setback, it's maintenance. Rebuild with soft structure. When you return, don't just jump straight into intervals. Start with number 1, low effort zone 2 or even zone 1 rides. No heart rate monitor. Just go for a ride. Don't look at the power. Same with that. No power meters. You're just going to enjoy the ride. Give yourself 2 weeks of recreational riding before you even think about any structure. Address the life stress. Cycling isn't always a problem. Sometimes it's life. Can you delegate something? Can you block 15 minutes each day where you do nothing? Can you go to bed 30 minutes earlier? Even just twice a week. Recovery isn't always the training load. Sometimes it's life. Talk to someone. Whether it's your partner, a coach, a mate on a ride, say it out loud. I'm overwhelmed. Burnout thrives in silence. Sometimes the fix isn't more solo effort, it's shared understanding. But what if burnout wasn't the end of progress, but the beginning of something better? What if it's a wake-up call and not a weakness? What if it's a moment that you finally start building your life where you don't always have to be strong, productive or perfect? My best rides haven't come after months of high intensity training. They've come after rest, after laughter, after reconnecting with why I ride in the first place. And for me, that's not to compete and it's not to prove anything, but it's to feel free, to be alone with my thoughts, and to come home happier to my family. So, if you're feeling burnt out right now, step back, breathe, and know that this is not the end. It's a sign, and you might just be the best one you've ever listened to. I hope this video helped. If it did, please give me a like and a share, and share it with someone that needs to hear it. And if you're looking for more guidance around cycling, training, and building a balanced life, subscribe. I've got more videos like this coming very soon. Take care of yourself, seriously. The rest will follow.